Oh boy, oh boy. We are here. We are back. On a very late night. It has been a long time. But let's say we get underway, you know? It's been a long time. I've got the itch to stream again. Just a little bit, though. Not too much. My work schedule is still erratic enough that I don't know if it'll be consistent or not, but I have the house to myself, so I wish to play games in front of people. And what better way to do that than to stream myself playing some random game that no one has probably ever heard of besides me? So today I am going to be playing Project X Zone, which is a like Bandai, a Bamco or Bandai Namco Capcom crossover game that they made for the 3DS, which covers a lot of IPs from obviously Bandai Namco and Capcom. To name a few, like Street Fighter, Tekken, Mega Man, and a lot of obscure ones as well. And it's a fun Fire Emblem-esque kind of strategy game, mixed with a like combo input kind of combat system. It's an extremely fun game. I think it's also about 10 years old, maybe a little more, a little less. Somewhere around there. And I've been playing it since I was yeah, I guess it says there on the screen 2012. So if that's any inclination how old it is. I've enjoyed the hell out of this game. It is extremely fun to me, and I wish to share that with everyone. So, without further ado, let's jump into a new game. And our setting starts in the early 2000s, it seems. I should be reading this, truth be told, out loud, because isn't that what a narrator would do? That's what I should do. But unfortunately, I've already missed most of it, so I'm unfortunately not going to do that. But I'll read this, because this is where we start. The Koryuji Estate. I lied. It's still giving intro. So, to summarize it, basically, an evil or shadow organization is stolen a family relic that has mystical powers, and they will plan to use it to do some nefarious deeds. But who better to figure out what's going on than our main two characters that are unique to this game alone? These two. Well, I know there's only one character, but we've got me, Koryuji, who is our main character. Obviously, she's the one that is the family descendant. It is. There is some voice acting in this game, which is really cool. I don't know if I have it set to Japanese voice acting or if that's all as it was, because I don't know how well this game was localized. I will start reading all of the text. Hey there, milady. Finished locking up yet? And this is Kogoro. He is, the game will explain it, but he is the, estate detective. I think he knows the family very well, and so he helps out quite a bit. And so he is our second main character, also unique to this game. And these two will form our first pair of characters that we are able to control. This is our preface to the entire game. I think there's 5 prologue chapters, and then we actually get into the game, and here we go. We finally get to play some combat. The real game begins. I really do enjoy the combat system of this game. It's like extremely unique. And I can explain it a little better once I get into it. But as you can see, we'll start out. We have our objectives, obviously, kind of similar to like how Fire Emblem plays out. Our entire objective is to obviously wipe out all the enemies, and we lose the game if our heroes are defeated. And you know, the goal is to not let that happen, obviously, right? So, let's jump in. So, the game it kind of explains it to us. So so this is a 3DS game. It expects us to use the circle pad, which we will. And we can do a lot of. It explains through the menu options, using the touch screen to do stuff. Blah blah blah. You know, I also too wonder about the wisdom of doing that. And so, just a little exposition. There's a lot of talking in the game. It's more fun when we get into like a lot of the recognizable characters. And so now, it talks about XP, which is cross points, which allows us to do. We build up XP to do special moves. Every pair of characters has like an ultimate move they can do, and as they level up through the game, they will unlock more combos to do. So like you can build up a lot. So as you can see, we have. So the blue indicates the walking range of the character, the yellow indicates the attack range of the character, and in the bottom right you can see what level they are, how much HP they have, and what XP we start at, which is 50%. Now that is not the character XP, I don't believe. I believe that is the cross points needed for doing special moves. So now also you can see the numbers above all the enemies' heads. These are the numbers, turn order, which also in the bottom right, which would be considered the touchscreen, shows the turn order, and it goes through. It goes into detail about like all the stats of all the enemies and stuff. So in this case, we'll follow how the game wants us to do it. And we'll jump into combat here. So as you can see, we have, in the bottom right, you can see that it has like named inputs for all the things, and it shows you what to do with them. So hitting A will do the first attack, left plus A will do the second attack, and third plus A will do the right attack. And then as you can see at the bottom, it says Y is the forbidden art. That is my ultimate I can do when I get up to at least 100% cross points. So I'm going to demonstrate how this works. And so the way this works is based on a combat system where you want to consistently keep the enemy in the air and be doing multiple hits to do more damage overall. And if you do it correctly, if you use all three of their moves without messing up or like missing like too many hits, you can get a fourth move to do extra damage. But it's only if you hit all three of their base moves like in order. And as you level up, you of course, because I believe they can get up to 5 moves total. If you do all 5, it continues on and so forth. So then after I get to go, the enemies get to go, and it gives us an option. So this is also what the cross points are for, is that we can choose like something to do. We can either counter and get like 1 or 2 hits in. Depending on each character, they have different amounts of attacks they can do. I'm not sure exactly what that is related to, but you can either defend to take less damage, or you can spend a lot of cross points to take no damage at all. But in this case, we are just going to use a little, so that way we take very little damage and we just don't lose too much bar. So as you can see, we took very little damage, and if we didn't do that, I believe we would have taken more. So instead, we're just going to stand here, and we are going to jump straight back into combat. And so, going back to the whole combo thing, you can do them in any order. You can do the attacks in any order. As long as you do all three of the first ones together, you still always get that extra attack afterwards. As long as you do all three and not any of them. You can't do 1, 1, and 1 or 1, 1, 2. You have to do like 1, 2, 3 to get the extra attack. And as you can see, let's see. I'm going to do nothing to prove how much damage it would do. See, slightly more. So what we are going to do is go into detail about what the attacks and stuff do. So as you can see, during that last combat, the enemy got a status effect. My second attack, my A over, has a little S on it, if you can see it. That means I can pop. There's a chance that I stun the enemy, which means that if they would have shields, the shields would get immediately broken if they start their turn stunned. And I believe stunning them also prevents them from reacting, because there are certain enemies that also have cross points that can, hit you on a reaction, and do a counter. But if they're stunned, they can't. So, keeping up with the other status effects that you can cause is pretty helpful. I believe it is also poison and burn. I believe poison does damage over time, and I believe burn reduces stats, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But let us go ahead and finish out this prologue chapter. The white numbers are normal damage. The yellow numbers means critical damage. And then, it varies depending on stats. Some heroes have more likelihood of doing crits or not. It just depends. Yeah, they are using Pokemon logic. I think that's what it does, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I've actually done it, and there's not a lot of characters that inflict status ailments, and if they do, some inflict both, or 2 out of 3, at the very least. So now we go into the the down portion between each chapter. We get a chance to mess around with our units. We can see it the equip stuff, and yes, there is equipping in this game. There's 3 slots, I believe. No, it's 2 slots. There's a weapon slot and a I guess just a generic equipment slot. It's a bunch of different kinds of items. There's no armor or jewelry or stuff like that. It's just weapon and other slot. But we'll get to those later in the game. Then we can also see the stats of all of our characters and stuff. And then on the other menu, there is a training option to allow you to, I think, mess around and stuff. The database, which shows you the database of all the characters, or the tutorials. So here we get to see all the characters, and it gives a very good description of all the their backstory and stuff like that. Also their voice actors. I guess if they were in English, that would matter. And then, of course, the settings, which you can mess around with. But for our purposes, we are just going to save the game. We'll go to number 3 here. And we will just continue on to the next prologue chapter. And then we meet more characters. In this case, it is Tekken. We got Jin Kazuma and Xiaoyu. I think that's how you say her name. A lot of the names are, of course, because they're Japanese IPs, going to be in Japanese. If I butcher them, I apologize. How do you know they're straight from hell, Jin? His jeans? He's not wearing jeans. He's barely wearing pants at all. Robot lady. It's like the female version of the Silver Surfer right here. That's just rude. And then we have, well, obviously they'll name themselves. Yeah, I wouldn't count on that. Akira, I believe he is from one of the first fighting games that has existed. I can't remember, like, we'll go into the Pedia later, but like, I can't remember exactly what game he's from. So now we get to now it kind of introduces us to controlling multiple characters. So, and then also gets into an explanation of how to rescue characters. So there are certain points in different chapters, I believe, where certain characters will get incapacitated, and you'll have to use other characters to pick them up, or in this case, rescue them. So it's basically telling us that we need to see, and it explains it right here. When an allied unit falls to 0, they'll be knocked out. Another ally can rescue them at the cost of 100 XP to bring them back into the battle. So, like, if I were to ever lose a character, as long as I have 100 XP, I can bring it right back. So you just go out and hit Y, and they'll get like 50% of their HP back. It's a very generic thing, and as you can say, he's denoted by that with this green aura. So now we will actually get to play as both Akira and Jin, as they are the front characters of their pairs. So now, we're playing the chapter like normal. And it's just going into detail about support. So the fun thing about this game also is that other units that are within your attack range can help you for one attack in combat. So, and also, as you can see, they have the S next to their name, which means they can possibly inflict stun. They have a chance to do so. So we'll pop in here. And so, as you can see, I can hit R to unleash their support. And so they'll pop in, they'll start attacking, and so what you can do is attack along with them, and you can commit what is known as a cross, as it's shown on screen here. And so what this does is you actually generate more cross points by doing this. It allows you to get a higher amount of cross points quicker. It also does more damage. You get a higher combo, therefore you get more damage. I know who that lady is. That's Jury from Street Fighter. See, she knows what's up. And then we get some cool people up in here. We get Ryu and Ken. And of course, this is a universe where a lot of characters, like a lot of the normal human characters, sometimes share the same world. So in this case, I believe Tekken, Street Fighter, Virtua Fighter, that's what he's from. Virtua Fighter, I think all share the same universe in this case. So like they all like primarily know each other, or at least know of each other.
デュラル回収なんてつまんねえし。
デュラルケン、何か知っている？ああ、厄介なことにどっかで見た。
Yeah, it's not just a bunch of pugilists though. There are a lot of different other characters. Like the first set of characters have weapons and stuff, and then a lot of other characters have a lot of funky weapons from different universes. Oh, you'll be interested in this. God Eater is in this game. I don't know if I've ever told you that before. They show up in this one and in the second one. I believe it is I think it's God Eater 1 characters? I can never remember which game they're from. Oh, my lamp just went off. It spooked me. Alright, so now we get introduced into boss characters. So in this case, we can defeat either one of them, and that's how we will end the chapter. So boss characters are kind of similar to normal characters, where in the fact that this is no, I think you would recognize one of them is Elisa, the like the blondish one who wears the like poofy red cap and has like the like red skirt and brown top. I think she looks a little different in 2, but I think she's like one of the characters you recognize. Now, if I were playing Project X Zone 2, I believe it specifically uses the characters from... Yeah, that's what I thought she was in 2. It does use the characters in 2 for Project X Zone 2, though. It plays the cat girl and the silver-haired girl, I believe. I cannot remember either of their names, but I know they're both in 2. We're going back to... Actually, you know what's fun? I can actually change something. The sound's going to cut out for a second, but I'm going to add something here. I'm going to do a little finagling, as they call it. Da, 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 da. Pay no mind to what just happened, 'cause I'm finagling here. Ah, shoot, I lost it. I think there's a lot more recognizable characters in Project X Zone 2. I'm going to keep talking while I'm working on this. I know there are actual Fire Emblem characters in the second game. I think Kiryu and Majima from the Yakuza series are in that game. God, what other characters are in that game? I don't remember. I've never actually finished X Zone 2. That'd be fun to actually play through on stream, because I haven't actually finished that game, so there's a lot like I don't think I would actually recognize. We're gonna see how well that works. I'm gonna leave that like that is, and if I don't like it, I'll change it. So now, as I tab back into the game, it's gonna sound really funky. Don't worry about it. So going back to what I was saying, this introduces us to boss characters, who also have EP in their case, which is enemy points, I believe. It's basically the same thing as our cross points. And they have a large health bar, both of them do. Jury would be the easy one in this case because she has 6,000 less HP, and that's a lot. That was loud. Now I understand why, that's how sleep. Yeah, their EP bar. That's so funny. Now I understand what the problem Jacob is having, because that jingle's there. Oh, that's so funny. I'm gonna hate that. Oh, is that a chat box thing? Oh, that has to be. Can you turn that off? Can you turn off that sound? I would like to believe that's how sleepy they are, though. I wish that were true. I do not. I don't want to be Jacob. That's the problem. That's the one thing I don't want to be. So it seems like it's just when the chat box is visible it does that. That's so funny. I know I'm not playing the game right now and I really want to get back into it, but let's try that. And if it makes the sound again, then we suffer. Because it means it's something I get to play around with next time, but it does mean I'll hear when people are talking, so, you know, it works out. Okay, so like normal, there will be enemies I have to continue to beat up, but also I'm going to try to just, you know, hard focus the boss just because I want to. Is it a smart idea for me to do this with Jin? Probably not, so I won't. So instead, I will have him wait for enemies to show up. And I'm not going to do any defending or anything. These small devils do like no damage, so I'm not worried about it. Ryu and Ken, my beloved. I will say though, out of like most of the characters in this game, watching just pure fighting game characters do their thing, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. And so after a while, the game screen will just look like a mess because of the amount of characters that can show up on screen. So it's just a matter of, you know, being able to keep up with all the information. Yeah, right? Oh, it's so fun. I don't want Juri to hit me, but she's going to, and it's going to upset me. So the fun part also about after you kill enemies is if you time it right, you can still hit them and still get combo points. And I think it generates, it will always generate extra cross points for your bar as long as you're not as long as you're not at 100%. And I think it gives them a little more XP because of how much you're hitting them. I don't know what constitutes that. Now, this lady's gonna hit me, and I don't want her to do that, so I'm gonna defend it. Because I can make up that 20% really quickly. So in the spirit of not getting his ass whooped, I'm just gonna have Jin beat up this devil like he really wanted to earlier. So this is another status effect that I forgot about because I don't think it's common. I think it's defense down. Actually, you know what? We'll look in the Bulbapedia after this. No, I'm just gonna let it happen. Ow! I shouldn't have let that happen. Instead, I'm gonna show her what for it mean to be. And by that, I mean, so here's another thing I can get into. She has block, which means I have to do enough damage to break the shield to actually start doing damage to her HP bar. It's a really fun mechanic until you really get into the whole, the whole thing where you have to actually do enough damage to get through that, which would really suck. Like this. So, see, I've already went through most of my first attack, which means I've like lost a good bit of damage. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my third attack, which might inflict a status effect, which it didn't, but now, at the end of my combo, before I lose it, I will use their ultimate. And see, I almost killed her too. It did just enough damage that it almost killed her, and it did inflict the status effect afterwards, though. Just after. for now. I can go ahead and just end the chapter here if I so desired. So now that she's stunned, it will automatically break your shield. And I will just go ahead and end her career. How about overkill? How about overkilling him? With Ryu and Ken. And now she's gone. So this will end the chapter. So at the end of the day, Jury gets Dural and they leave. And all of our heroic heroes fall into a pit. And by all of them, I mean most of them, and by a pit, I mean the fountain. Oh no! If only Japan wasn't a place where so many cosmic horrors happen. And if only Godzilla didn't rampage through it, it would be awful, you know? Alright, so now, let's go into the Bulbapedia. What do we got? Tutorial. Battle. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Is it under attack bonus? No? Blot? No. Types of attack? No. No. Other? Ah, status elements. So there's 4 total. There's poison, which says once affected, the unit will take 20% of their max HP in damage at the start of their next turn, but it can't kill them. Poison cannot kill them, which is important to note. Next is bind, which I believe the B is. It's not burn, it's bind. Once affected by bind, during that unit's turn, they'll be unable to use skills or items. So something I haven't gotten into yet is during outside of combat, characters can use skills which cost cross points to do, which can like up their attack range, up their attack damage, their combos, and then they can use items to heal or increase the cross points bar. And if they're bound, obviously they can't use that. We've got down, which obviously we went through with Jin, where we had to rescue him. There's multiple stuns, which is interesting. So you got stun 1. Unable to select responses, which means you can't counter, you can't defend. In the case of an ally attacking an enemy, you always crit and nullify enemy block on the first hit. But in case of multi-attacks, which comes later, those hits won't occur. Stun 2 ends at the start of the unit's turn, healed by stun 2 being the second page. God. So just saying stun ends at the end of their turn. So those are the elements. It does a better explanation than I probably gave, which was very rudimentary, especially because I called bind burn. I actually thought it was burn. But you know, how does kicking someone burn them? That'd be mad funny. Oh, hello, game. Are you with us yet? And then we get into this game? This one's very obscure. I don't remember what they're called. It's extremely obscure, but it's a really interesting game, from what I've heard. I think they're some of my favorite characters in this game for their attacks and... Yeah. Whoa. Teleporter. That doesn't look friendly. That also doesn't look friendly. Is the third one gonna trigger? No? Alright, cool. We only get 2. Now it's not even. I'm upset. Alright. So then it gives us the explanation about breakable objects, which means I can just walk up to something and break it. Sometimes you'll get items, and you can do this basically infinitely on someone's turn. So like this, I got a lot of items that way, which is nice. So now I'm just gonna keep walking forward, and I wait. So, can I... Ah, here we go. So we have the skill and items menu. Obviously, they're level 1. They have no skills yet. Items, we have a few. So all of these heal HP. Obviously, they do different things. Some that give increased XP. Yeah, you know, I did say it was my first stream back. So, hey. I expect nothing less. Especially from a 3DS game. Real 3DS game. So, so let's see how long this holds up. If it fails again, I don't know. We just call it a night. If anything, I probably won't do this for very long, just because it's so late. I might just try to get through all of the prologue chapters. Because I think there's only 5. I might just try to skip through all of these.
なかなか鮮やか。ショータイムだ。
Go ahead and get around him.
さすらいの賞金稼ぎ。
I think these characters are really cool because it mixes it has like a take on like what you know, Cherry Blossom feudal Japan into like space cowboy, which is like a really fun combination to think about. It's a dude, a real human being.
ようエトランゼ。
この世界。
お名前を聞いて。
おっと、さすがプリンセス。そうだな。俺はハーケンブローニー。
南部。そして俺はゼンガー万能戦闘母艦黒金の。
大前が。
オーケー、ミスター侍。前例もあるんで。
So then, just kind of skips through some exposition. And so they talk about like the other worlds where they're from. Oh no, more transporter and very obviously scary music. Oh hi buddy. I saw you were streaming earlier. It did not pop up for me because you can imagine why. But obviously, because you said you have me muted, you can't hear a word I'm saying. So I could say anything rude to you, but I'm not going to. That'd be funny, but I'm not going to do that. Are those bees? Are those real living bees that are of the female variety? Because if so, what? And then we've got Nanbu over here, who doesn't even care. She changed the normal samurai sword into whatever the hell that thing is. Great times all around. So what this does is we get an introduction. I'm gonna rethink my life real quick. We get an introduction to try characters, or in this case, partners, support. I can't remember what they call it. Oh no.
お初にお目にかかる私はジェダドーム
A lot of older video game fans. This is a character you recognize, Jedadoma from a fighting game called Darkstalkers. I think it's a
こ
fighting
こは
game.
何見目麗しくも
Darkstalkers is a really cool game.
ケー出現ジェントルマン。
ハケンかぐや感性のリビドーが
Why'd you
質
say
的
that?
崩壊に私が望むのは価値ある
I can't tell if he's very well dressed or what.
もはや問答無用
Like what he wears kind of matches parts of his body. Where does the skin start and the clothes stop?
我はゼンガーゾンボル
いつだってザン
And so yeah, in certain chapters you'll actually like do some fighting, and then the chapter will actually start after certain like amounts of story has followed through. Solo units. They're called solo units, which is so basic and simple. Which I don't know how I forgot that. So what it does is similar to support characters. If you have someone like in your corner, you can have a solo unit pop in and do the exact same thing. But the fun thing about solo units is you can switch them out between character pairings. I personally like to keep certain characters within their own universes with their characters. I think, like, specifically, for example, I think you can get Lady from Devil May Cry, because I know Dante's in the game. So I like to always keep her paired with Dante, just for flavor's sake. You don't have to do that, but I do. Why does the B sound like that? Why does the B sound like that? I'm upset. Now I gotta wait.
仕方ない
I can't hit the B. I also want to break the spear. Nothing. Alright, I'm gonna hit the B.
どんな相手だろう
So in the same vein, he is just standing there nicely. Oh, I forgot to attack. How am I supposed to hit that from all the way up there? So yeah, that's the fun part about some of the cross hits. You can absolutely like ruin your own combos because if you cross them in the air, they get stuck. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Suffer. That's exactly what I'm supposed to do. And the B gets to hit me? Fine. I want to show off the special moves. I'm gonna hit the B. I lied. I'm not gonna do the special move on the B. It'd be a waste. If I can like full combo it, perfectly fine. They're also, yeah, as you see it, there's some moves that override the cross, because the cross will actually keep the enemies there paused where they are so you get the maximum amount of hits. But some moves override that, like Songer's like, end of combo actually just pushes them into the ground, which can hurt some combos when you think about it. So you have to play around it very carefully. Is he gonna get to hit me? Yes. I will defend that. So we'll make up the cross points back up. We're gonna beat the hell out of him. So he's also got blocks, so I'm gonna have to break through his shield first. So I do not, in most cases, you'll want to start your combo after the shields are broken because you lose a lot of hit potential. So you don't want to send in solos and supports until after the shield is broken. So like I'm gonna time it for when the shield breaks right here. Obviously I mucked it up, but that's kind of what you want to do. And as you can see, during cross you can go above 100% bar only during cross hits. Without doing cross hits, the max you can do is 100%. Their special move is one of my favorites because it's so special looking. Oh, I almost killed him in one hit too. That's so unfortunate. We have enough bar. We're gonna defend again. You know what's you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna let Sangha do it. Come on, buddy, you got this. Oh, he almost had it. I think if it weren't for the block, he probably actually could have killed him. Get beat up, son. So now we go through all of this exposition again. Oh, Jeddah, you son of a gun. You broke the damn transporters. So now they're talking about trying to get back to their own worlds, and so we will leave them alone. And we'll save the game. And we move on to the man himself, Dante, from the Devil May Cry series. It's him. I had to put the meme in there because it's true. It's Dante from the Devil May Cry series. I believe he's talking to Valkyrie, who I think is from the Ghosts and Goblins series? Or adjacent to it. This is one of my favorite music tracks in the game. Dimitri, I believe, is also from Darkstalkers. I think he's a vampire. There's Morgan. Everyone knows Morgan. Also from Darkstalkers. Yeah, you're so right. Simply because he's wearing an ascot, that means he's a vampire. He's too prim and proper. There he is. That hornswoggler. He took my teleporter. We're going to the desert. It's gonna be a hot. Hey, look, there's enemies here already. And there's chests on the map. I want those items. I'm a little autistic, so my brain wants me to read out what they're saying, but also at the same time, I'm going off of how I read things. So that's why I'm doing my best to explain the exposition. I love how she's just like, yeah, let's go along with that. So our goal is to open all the treasure chests. I hit you? No. Okay. No, you can hit me. I don't want you to. I'm gonna do the smart thing and kill the enemies first and then open the chest, because obviously the chapter hasn't started yet. So we all know what that means, chat. That means there's more to come.
Let's pop.
上から失礼しますよ。ごめんなさい。
キャスティングデモンティノスだ。
戦いの虚し
I like how Dimitri is just always emanating aura. Bro is aura farming all the time. Alright, let's walk towards the chest a little closer and just beat the heck out of him.
希望の名のもとにそこです。追い込みます。真の術。ビッグの術ならばいけます。ごめんなさい。
Oh, I missed. Whoa, something's happening. Yeah, right? Vampires just live around long enough where they're like, I have to make my name for myself within at least every 100 years. It's great. Even his portrait gets it. Like, so whatever energy this man is emanating, it is pure. And so now we have some weird lady in red. I don't think she's wearing pants, chat. I don't think she's wearing pants. Are you French? I think that's why you're not wearing pants. She might be French.
Yo, Devil Queen.
仲間どこから紛れ込んだかは
間違いない。
リームシアンさんとおっしゃいましたか。どうして。
うちの転送システムをトーマ政権の
リームシアン。
And then we meet more characters.
なあシリル
Toma and Cyril. I don't remember what they're from.
トーマ、気を散らさ。
いいま
聞こえてるわよ。と。
I really don't remember. I think their game was neat to look at, though.
面倒な話だ。そしてトーマシリシャイニングフォースはお前
Oh,
には渡
I
せ
think
ね
you
え
just spoiled it for me. I think their game is called Shining Force.
もらうと言ったぞ。
黙っていればいい気に。
まったくだ。ただこれ以上混乱させて。
Is that my boy?
それに
Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins?
何より
Yes! The best character in the game! Arthur! Arthur, my beloved. Oh, is it an old A? What does the A in ARPG stand for? Is it just action RPG?
誰。あなたは。
おお、久しぶりだな、悪い。
Yeah, action. Yeah, that's what I thought. No one uses that term, like, ever, which is, like, so, like, weird. But I guess, like, RPG itself just encompasses that now these days. A little fucked up, if you ask me. We created these genres for a reason, man. Yeah, you're right. I guess, like, if you really think about it, most RPGs have action in them. It's just how you want to quantify it. Now the chapter started. Which means we actually get to play the game. See, and this is one of my favorite things about the game, is sometimes they have actual real life moments like, they're like, yeah, can you guys help us? I don't even know who the hell you are. I don't even know what's going on. And it's so funny. Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, because JRPG and RPG have vastly different elements to them, but RPG does. Most RPGs do have some element of action within them. Arthur, your pants are not on, bro. He lost his armor in pure Arthurian fashion. power of friendship. It's strong with this one. Okay. We have a full bar. We'll do a little bit of defending.
行くわ私か
Oh, this is about to hurt. Ouchie. Alright, we're gonna... Oh, can I break this? I can! Oh, it did nothing. I'm sad. Let's go ahead and beat you up.
ここで叩くこれで
Arthur! I love Arthur, man. Ghosts and Goblins is such a fun game. And you get to see his gold armor, which is so cool. And then, yeah, as he leaves the battlefield, his armor blows up, which is so funny. We got a full bar there, so I can use Dante's ult on Rubzan, which I'm going to do. After I get my stuff pushed in by these little babies. Ouchie.
行くわね
Oh, thank God. I'm gonna beat you up.
シノブ
俺の信じる騎士道
I need to get back to 1% here.
騎士アーサーの真骨頂だ大魔
仲間に稲妻の投球者
There we go.
参ります
Yeah, we're gonna do the thing. Alright, we're gonna break the block first.
この戦いに勝
This.
利を上から上すみません押しつぶします
A little more damage. And it's ult time, baby.
あとは地獄で食いるがいい。
ゆっくり眠りなベイビー念しな
Good amount of damage. No status ailments though, so she's gonna
行くとする
hit me. Ooch. Ouch. Ouch. So when I get back up, yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna heal a little bit of HP. Probably should have used the green herb instead. But it's fine. Because I could risk it for the biscuit and go for a little... Yeah, you know what? I will. We're gonna try to get a little more XP on our characters here.
ここで私有を消します
There's no point in not doing it because there's no way she can, I think, kill Dante and Dimitri, so I'm just going to use this opportunity to get as much XP as possible. Risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, you're right.
大女神様この勝利に感謝します
We make the most of what we have, and what that is enemies for XP. Go, Arthur! Arthur is like the old school definition of random bullshit go. 'Cause my man's be throwing like everything in the back room at people. Spears, crossbows, magic, torches. It's great. Oh, well, I lied. Maybe she might kill him. Because some bosses have moves that hit multiple enemies. Thank goodness that she didn't have enough damage. I'm scared. Let's kill her. And for overkill, I get to use Tomlin's Hero's ult, which is great. I think one of my favorite things about this game is just how the ults look. They're so cool looking. Because then it also overrides the music into their music, which is also a really fun thing.
これで決めるぜ
ええ決めましょう
Great. So beautiful. It's cinema watching all the ults happen, man. So now she leaves. I think she sucks in Tomoshiro and Arthur, yep, so they all leave. And Dante, Dimitri, and Valkyrie are left wondering what's going on. So in usual fashion, as the second detective we've seen in this game, I think they're going to try to figure out what's going on. I would say that until Dimitri just leaves, because, you know, he's a vampire. He's too cool for school, as they say. So then we move on. I believe there is one more prologue chapter. We'll do that and we'll call it a day. Alright, if you can hear my chair, you can't hear my chair. I'm serious. Oh, whoever could that be? It's Chun-Li. And then there's this guy. I don't remember what game he's from. He's a weird guy. He's like a zombie-ish character. I cannot remember for the life of me. And then you've got... I believe this guy is named Dynamite Cop. And I believe he is a, like, Japanese joke character on John McClane from the Die Hard series. It's absolutely fantastic. He has a very striking resemblance to a Bruce Willis. 14 billion in damage. Yeah, because, you know, he did blow up the Nakatomi building. You know, it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar. Oh, this is I'm not even gonna try to say her name. I'll be real. I feel like I could never do it correctly. But she's from Darkstalkers too. I think it's Zinko or something like that. I always get it wrong. I'm sure. They're on this big old boat, which I think the boat is supposed to be from Resident Evil, actually. I think it's funny when the, like, semi-demon girl is afraid of ghosts. It's really funny to think about. Hey, it's Morgan. Don't worry, guys. The sex appeal is here. Literally, because she's a succubus. That's literally her job. That's true. That's real. Oh no, Zambles. Bigger Zamble. He's from Darkstalkers. I don't like his voice. His voice sucks. This is a pretty sweet design, though. And then we get homie Frank West, probably the most human in the group here. From Dead Rising. Yeah, Dead Rising. All he has is a camera and a bunch of stuff in his back pocket. And obviously, in this world, like I said, most humans know each other, so they're pretty connected. So everyone knows about what happened in Willamette, or Willamette, however you want to say it, where Dead Rising took place, and obviously, like I said before, like a lot of the characters just know of each other, which is really neat when you think about it. It just means, like in some way, a lot of like Bamco's or Capcom's universes are just strung together in some capacity.
またゾンビか。
あわわ俺のレレちゃんは気安くやむんじゃねえ。地獄直のショート。
断らせてもらうぜ。
Boss time, so now we get to distribute these two. We're gonna put Rikia over here, and we'll give Frank.
何をすればいいんだ。
We'll give Frank and Hijinko to Bruno, or the other way around. And we are going to jump into the game here. I'm gonna break everything on my path first. I don't think the chapter started yet either, so this is gonna be mildly interesting. I hit this guy. I'll let him come to me, so let's just go over here. Now we do the big weight. Relatively. Ow. So far, I think I've noticed whenever I play this game, I think Chun-Li and Morgan have the least damage potential. I think they consistently do the least amount of damage out of like all of the characters, which is really disappointing. I think they have good combos and good ways to break shields, but beyond that, it's just kind of like, okay. And you've got these two, because they have so many like hits on their moves that they are they're like damage machines. I like how he just blows himself up. That's always like one of my favorite parts. Oh, here we go. Didn't I say that this ship was from Resident Evil? Yeah, right? Because that grandfather clock is full of dynamite. That's why he's called Dynamite Cop. But yeah, like I said, Resident Evil. We've got Chris and Jill Valentine.
ゾンビ人間もあなたたちは誰なの？
それにこの船は俺たちはチュンどうや揺らぎにこの船はバミューダ号少し前に取材でやったなフランク・ウエスト
And again, everyone knows each other. In a world full of zombies, all the humans know each other.
要するに今は国連の管轄だ。その通りよ。話が早いわ。
The GOAT, OG, Heihachi Mishima, he's not dead again.
まだ船内に BOW が
この人素手で追い出して
わしは三島平八よ
Heihachi Mishima, the generational hater, because he hates his kid and his kid's kid.
そんなに
わし以外の者が言ったのならな本人が言っておるんじゃあんたは各国の諜報機関に容姿が変わったなど開発中の新薬の
若いわね
人間の代謝に影響ウイルスを利用すれば寄生虫を使うって手もある ICPO のいつものまとめて片付
真意を確かめるのは後にし
さて内調に ICPO 他にも曰く付きの者どもか俺は都合がいいかもしれんな
Dead Re-Rising. What a funny name. So now we get to move some characters around. I like to, like I said, I like to keep like similar universes together. So like in this case, Street Fighter and Tekken. And I'll put Yeah, here. And we got more Zambles because, you know, when you mix Dead Rising and Resident Evil, you get zombies. So now we get introduced to multi-attacks, which means I can hit multiple enemies at once. I think it's like a trade-off of doing a little bit of less damage, but you get to hit multiple enemies at once. So we get to do that with Chris and Jill here, so I will... Certain moves can only have, I think, up to 2 characters, but in Chris and Jill's case, I think you can go up to 4. So they make quick work of that, and it does also use the XP bar to do multi attacks. It's very similar to how ultimates work. I'm being surrounded by the boss, so yeah, let's not take damage. I'm gonna move this way, so I don't think Frank can catch me if I'm over here, but if he can, sucks to be me then! Get in there, Hahachi. It also helps to pair certain solo units based on their movesets, so I'm obviously speaking from experience from how much I've played the game. And so like that's why I like putting Hahachi with, in this case, Chun-Li and Morgan, because Hahachi's moveset is a little more close to ground because, of course, he's a fighting game character. So is Chun-Li and Morgan. So it's easier for them to hit their cross attacks better, which makes it easier for XP gain. Now, I could take out that zombie in the back, but to save Chun-Li and Morgan from taking too much damage, like right now, I'm going to try to get Frank down there to help her clear out some enemies. And if he gets close enough, then, you know, he gets close enough. Ah, here we go. So these are like some skills that you can use, and you can see they have XP costs. In this case, I think you can gain more personal experience, increase their attack, heal other allies of ailments, which is really cool. If you don't have items or you don't want to use items, you can purely use XP. It's really inconvenient that all of those zombies are going straight for Chris and Jill. I'm just gonna keep running away from Raptor until I can get close enough to Frank. There we go. Let's see if we can't get one back without. There we go. Oh, I think he's going straight for Frank. Is that, X, here we go. Change menu. Oh, all allies, not specifically Franken. So, ooh, Apple Jump. And they can hit the zombie from here. That's rad. Bro, let me do my third attack. Alright, well, that last attack just goes to waste. Because he fell to the ground. I think next turn I do get to hit like a fat multi-attack though. Raptor's going straight here, and he's got a big XP bar already, so he's probably going to counter anyways. So I might as well go ahead and just try to get as much damage as, maybe get a stun in if possible. No stun. See if we can get an edge right in there.
いいとこ投げるからね。行くよ。ゴー特急。
また取材に付き合ってくれよ。
Ah, no stun again. That's unfortunate. Didn't counter, probably not in range of being countered.
出番ね。
How much health does he have? 6,000 about? I don't think they could do it without their ult, so I'm just gonna stick to killing the enemies. Just so they can gain some XP.
待て。
We can defend, that's perfectly fine. Won't defend here, because I want that bar to fill up. Oh yeah, I could just go ahead and kill him, but I won't. Yeah, let's go ahead and take out this guy. Trying to gain as much XP as you can early on, because this stuff does carry over into the normal chapters, obviously. Now we get the stun. Dynamite cop of all people. Dang, I don't have enough XP. So I'm going to showcase how items work. So how much do I need? 20%? So I'm going to use 3 of these just to get there. So we're at 100, which means I can do the special attack. Save me some trouble. Now, I won't do that very often, just because those items are kind of hard to come by. But I merely just want to kind of showcase how they work, and in this case, save me some trouble. So one more enemy and the boss. Let's move down here. He's probably going to go after Frank anyways, so we can kill this guy. And then kill Raptor next turn. There we go. We'll just defend, take no damage. Not like it would have mattered, but you know, less damage is better than no damage, or I mean more damage. Blech. I'm not sure they can do it without their ult. I'm not sure I'll get to it. Nah, I'm not making it there. See, he was at 56, and he's now at 15. So they do about 4,100 damage, roughly, with the help of Dynamite Cop. Do they kill with counter? Let's try it. How many moves do I get with counter? I think 3. If I get like my first 3, I don't get the extra attack. That should be enough. I get 1, but Dynamite Cop should do it. Come on, yeah! Dynamite Cop, let's go! And we get the level up from that. Sick nasty. So somehow, all of the Darkstalker characters are connected. Something's going on, and everyone's gonna fall into a pit again. And by a pit, I mean the fountain again, and by everyone, I did mean everyone this time. So, yeah. That was Prologue Chapter 5. back at the Koryuji estate, we meet back up with our main protagonists. I think this is actual factual chapter 1 though. Oh no. Something about I think the city or wherever needs to check all these fountains, cause man are they not good. Oh hey look, it's Chun-Li Morgan. So then they, you know, trade information, as they would do, and we kind of just, everyone's trying to figure out what's going on. More enemies, though. And so now we're in chapter 1. I did say that after the prologues I would stop playing, but because I didn't I wasn't sure if this was actual factual chapter 1. We'll play through this. We'll get chapter 1 finished, and we'll call it an evening. Or in this case a night, because it's 1 in the morning. So this is where we'll really showcase how little damage they do. Because these enemies have 3,100 HP, which you don't think is a lot. But look at that. They barely did, I think that said, so they did 3,387 damage, so that means they have 3,400 HP? 35. 1 second, chat. Alright. Back to it. And so I'm going to showcase damage difference here without using Chun-Li and Morgan. See, and that's just their base 4 attacks. I mean, sure, in normal game fashion, not every character has the same attack points, right? But I'm proving my point that Chun-Li and Morgan just have, like, the worst attack stat in the game, in my opinion. They can barely kill, like, most enemies at, like, level 1. And very early in the game, which sucks. So, like, when you get later on into the game, you have to imagine how that makes the game harder when you are running through chapters with them. Because they're kind of just there. They're good shield breakers, like I said, but they just don't do good damage. So it really makes it tough capitalizing on what they can do. So now we meet one of the first main villains of the game, Heinz Belenos. Obviously, his name is German for 1, so who knows how many more there are. So they're coming back to, I think, find more stuff. Or whatever could they find.
Easy.
I think I can turn off the run animations I have. Let me see. Nope. Yeah. Where's your attack stat? It's a 3-point difference. Make it make sense. So turning off the enemy voices makes them move faster. I'm just gonna keep that on from now on.
出番ね。
Looks like some of the noises are just annoying, so this just makes it better. And so this is one of the few cases where enemies can game block while they're being hit. So what that means is if you break a combo and they land on the ground again and you don't kill them, that shield will actually come into play and you'll have to break that shield to start a new combo, which is really kind of annoying when you think about it. And for characters like Chun-Li Morgan, it's very likely to happen. Ow. Ow! Don't do that. That hurts my bones. Since I know they can't kill the bear ones, we're gonna use them to kill the strong one. So that means next round I'll have them damage the boss while me and Koryuji deal with the other enemy. Oh, I didn't even mean to hit them a 4th time. I was spamming the button to get through the end screen. Yeah. There we go.
もうちょっと足を上げない。行くかな。
Oh, perfect. Just so Chun-Li and Morgan can use their ults against the boss. Try to bring up some cross points here. So let's get it on. See, perfect shield breakers because their first attack is perfectly in line with a 2-part shield. Why'd she do that? Ooh, stun! That's huge. Which means he won't get an action. I lied. He put me in the jar! And he stunned Koryuji, no! It stunned me because he put me in the jar. I forgot he did that. Burley said, I'm putting you in the jar. I blame Morgan for that one. I bet if she wasn't here, that wouldn't have happened. So we get some more rudimentary damage. Can't use skills and items. That sucks. Let's hope we have enough damage here. Or maybe we can get up enough points with faucets. No. Gosh, so close. But the stun might help. Yeah, we counter here just to end the game. Let me react to that. And so, they basically decided to stick together, where his office, where Koryuji's office is in Roppongi, which we'll actually see is where the second prologue chapter took place, where we first saw Ryu and Ken, Akira Pai, and Shinizayu. So they're headed that way. And so now, because we're in the actual game, we get the ability to equip solo units, equip actual, like, items and stuff, which we have 2 items to use. This increases HP. What's the difference in HPs here? Are they exactly the same? I'm not going to equip the items to them yet. Well, cool. So, that's the beginning of Project X Zone. And I believe there is 30 or 40 some chapters into this game. As you can see, 23 hours in, I think I'm only like halfway through the game. So there's a lot of content to be had for this, which is really exciting when you think about it.